Good Monday morning. We're continuing. We're continuing. So first of all, work last night. Actually, a pretty decent night of work. More people in there than I expected, which is good. But it snowed all the way home, and got about 7 inches of snow, give or take. Give or take. They still haven't plowed my road. Thankfully, I have a four-wheel drive truck. Not a problem. But a little bit cold this morning. Not cold enough to, actually put on the appropriate clothes. I'm still just, sweatpants, sweatshirt. It's 11 degrees, so I guess not cold. But we are on the Monday, week 2 of push pull legs upper lower split, focusing on bulk, really paying attention to my diet, and I talk about this quite a bit, but diet is key. Um, so I'm in bulking state phase, which means I eat more food, more calories in intake. And so this is my problem. And feel free to contact me and say you're a fucking idiot, which I have no problem admitting. But trying to get bigger, protein is what builds muscle, and I know that carbohydrates are good for recovery. But it's like when you're going into your bulk, they don't say, okay, well, up your protein intake to 1.5 grams of protein. They're like, you make sure you're taking in, zero point 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Great. But then when you bulk, they're like, yeah, you want to eat like more calories. You want to eat 500. So technically, in my basal metabolic rate to gain weight, I want to eat 3,100 calories, 3,200 calories, somewhere around there. But the thing is that like I'm already eating like 1.25 grams of protein per pound of body weight, so I'm not going to up that. So the extra calories come from carbohydrates and fats, and I don't understand how that is conducive to muscle building. So that's my ignorance on the subject. I'm going to talk to some people and see what I can find out. But um, I've changed up how I eat a little bit, my timing of my eating. I'm eating before I go into the gym. Not much. One of my new favorite snacks is Greek yogurt. I personally go for the vanilla. Has about 12 to 13 grams of carbohydrates, 0 grams fat, 11 grams protein. I take that, and then I add a scoop of my protein powder, which adds another couple grams of fats, 9 carbohydrates, and 24 grams of protein. So before the gym, I'm getting some carbs and some. Oh fuck! I forgot to put fruit in there. Usually, I put some blueberries in there too. And so I'm getting nice, 30 plus grams of carbohydrates, a little bit of energy boost, and protein for my body to work with before I even go into the gym. Then when I get home, I do my second meal, second and third meal, and then later in the day I do my fourth and fifth meal. So burning up those calories over the day. So try to hit 50 to 60 grams of protein um, per meal. Obviously, I know that the first meals are not. It's only 30 something, so that's where the 60 comes in for the other ones. But yeah, so that's my road to dietary intake. I don't know. But that's my personal plan. And like I watch all these guys. They do the all these burritos and all this stuff. And well, they look great. They look delicious. Sometimes I just don't have the time or the interest. And I'm a chef, but I hate cooking for myself. But I will go in. I'll make one pan. Like I have a turkey chili at home, which is basically my beef and pork chili recipe. But I used the turkey sausage, which I found, which are actually quite good, and chicken breast. So not as much fat, a little bit more lean protein. I personally like using these a little bit better. I'm assuming since nobody is in this parking lot that everybody's parked over by the gym. But I'm not going to go over there, and it gives me extra steps to walk anyway. So that's the way I follow. I can't. I don't. I have trouble cooking. I have trouble meal prepping. I can do it. I have done it. I need to get better at it. I need to find a day and just set myself and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Because I've seen a lot of recipes for like these breakfast pancakes that look really fucking good. The yogurt. I'm good into the quick and easy. The Greek yogurt, scoop of protein powder, and berries. Boom, done. But it's not going to. It's going to be very difficult to eat that much Greek yogurt protein powder. It's not really. It's going to satiate you a little bit, but it's not going to fill you up. It's not going to give you that good building blocks, the amino acids that you need from eating meats and so on and so forth. So, all right, enough talk about that. It's already been going for 6 minutes. Sorry about that. I'm heading to the gym. See you in there. All right, so we're starting off uh, incline dumbbell press, and a little bit lower on the weight, higher on the reps. No, we're not. We're not doing as much of the full range of motion, keeping the constant tension on. Got to play with those a little bit because it is bothering my shoulder slightly. Where'd my weight go? But yeah, piece of cake though overall. And you saw a little bit of an angle there. Just give a little bit more impact on the chest. All right, see you in a few. So last week, what I was doing the chest workout or the push workout, I was in Snap Fitness, and one thing I'll say is that when you have weights from one gym and weights to a different gym, it depends on how many pulleys they have on it. And I honestly don't think these weights are labeled correctly. I think they're 10-pound weights, not 5-pound weights. But so sometimes you might, even though I was doing 35 pounds for my cable flies over there or cable crossovers over there, I don't think that's going to equate over here. So drop the weight a little bit if I have to. I'll go up on the second rep. And yeah, I'm only doing 2 sets because I haven't figured out how long these would take me. I can't remember exactly how long it took me over at Snap. But definitely going up on weight on the next set. And then standing dumbbells. And those hitting the lower pectorals. So we're getting a nice, well-rounded pec workout. All right, so that first round, I took a little bit long there. I was talking football with the guys, but it's okay. So I realized on the first round that I had these at different heights. So make sure you're checking your heights and weights and making sure they're the same. And I can definitely go up and weight on those next week. And then these are still some of my favorite vanity exercises because I love the way my arms look when I'm doing them. But make sure you squeeze that chest. Okay, now that should do it for chest. See you in a minute. So last week, and I know you guys didn't see this because I couldn't film, but I was doing these, and I could not get the full set, so I'm staying right where I'm at. And it wasn't that I couldn't get the bench to skull crusher part, it was that as I moved in to the overhead press, that's where I started to fail. Now this is seeming a little bit lighter, so I am going to add some weight next few reps. Even those felt a little bit. So we'll see what we can do. And so I did up the weight and came into failure. So we're going to see what happens here. And I'm not coming into failure here on the bench and skull crushers, but on the French press that I'm supersetting with, which is good because arms are torched by the end of it. Oh, fuck. Oh, and those definitely feel it by the end of those, which is great. You know, you don't want to be sitting here having an easy day at the gym because what the fuck's the point of that? So, and this is the part I think I got to 6 last time. Well, last set I got to 8, so I'm going to try to hit the same at least. little bit more. All right. I can live with that. Oh, all right. So, triceps are done. Chest is done. On the shoulders. And technically, this is the last movement. And 47 minutes in. So I honestly think that I can increase just a little bit on my workouts. So cable side level raises, piece of cake. And then 45-degree lateral raises. Just for a nice good burn on the front and side delts at the end of the workout. All right, so we're on to the last set. And again, shoulders are one of those things. Not putting a ton of weight on these. And I'm still like ended up with partial reps towards the end. It's only 10 pounds on the cables, but so yeah, 10 pounds. By the time we get into the 12th one, I'm fucking toast. So I contemplate going up on weight on these, but I'm still hitting the 12 and being a little fatigued. So that's it. We're done. I'm actually going to hit another. I want to do some tricep kickbacks just because I want to extra work on the long head, and I might run the rack on the side delts. Then we'll call it a day. All right, so we're going to go ahead. Like I said, do some kickbacks just to get some extra tricep work. And it's we're gonna superset this with running the rack on dumbbells. Just because I didn't feel I got a good enough workout, so a little extra won't hurt. So with adding these extra workouts in, I'm still going to be right around my 1 hour limit that I usually set for myself. Did these the other day and fuck, they killed me. And I didn't even go down to the lower right. Maybe I lost a little bit of strength in that transition. In that deload week, if you will. You know it's burning when you're getting down to the 8s and 10s, and you can barely get your 7. If you do that, your shoulders ain't fucking torch. You ain't doing something right. All right, this is it. We're going to finish up here. I don't know if I want to show you a second round of, well, third round technically, of running the rack. And I forgot that I have to wait, so I picked that up. I guess that's a good thing. Still get it done. All right, so we are going to do some cardio today, and this is a Tabata workout, alternating waves, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 4 minutes, so 8 rounds, and we're going to see how many of those we can do. Before my shoulders completely want to fall off. So we'll edit all this at some point, and then maybe I'll use this time to, like, in between rounds, to do a little bit of a closing monologue. All right, let's get after it. Okay, so one major downside, to working out in the wintertime. It's fucking cold outside. You're sweaty. You walk outside, you're like, fuck! You become like a instant sweat sickle. Kind of sucks. So it's good workout, and I know I said I might do the exit monologue, in between, but I was fucking beat. I was done. I was toast. I was torched. It was good. Did 3 sets, 3 rounds of the Tabata, 4 minutes each. Get some high intensity interval training in. And the one thing about it, one thing is that I saw how. I mean, I watch guys do it, and they're able to move the rope down the length. I got maybe 3/4 of the way down, so I got to work on more power in that regard. But sorry, didn't see you there until the last second. Sorry, my bad. I didn't hit her, so okay. But towards the end, like I was getting, the rope, the waves were going about 3/4 of the way down the rope, and then towards the end, halfway, if I was lucky. But I feel good, feel great. That's what I call functional cardio, because it has some weight to it. It's not like just running or bicycling or whatever. It's got some weight, some resistance to it. It's like when you increase the resistance on a ergo rower or assault bike or anything to that effect. So that's mine, and I almost jumped on the treadmill, but I remembered I want to do the Tabata workouts, the ropes, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because Wednesday and Friday are leg days, and I don't want to do like an intense leg cardio afterwards, just because leg day. So I moved those around. So I'm going to do the 30-12-5 or 30-12-3 on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. So that way I get um, uh, static, low intensity static workout. Can't remember what the fuck it's called, but anyway, it's not, it's not the high intensity. It's low. It's just walking, but it burns. I think I burned about 450 calories, 30 minutes, which is good. So I do that. Low intensity static state, LISS, LISS, I believe. I don't know. So anyway, so I'm doing that 3 times a week. I'm doing high interval training 3 times a week as well. So I'm varying my cardio, not overdoing it. Supposedly, allegedly, maybe that if you do too much cardio, you can actually adversely affect your muscle growth. So I'm trying not to overdo my workouts. I'm trying to keep them at a good pace, but not do anything too crazy with them. So that way, I'm still getting the cardiovascular benefits as well as the um, extra calories burned. So hopefully to reduce the tummy fat, the fluffiness. But overall, it was a good workout. I can definitely go up on the weight. Progressive overload is going to be in full effect this week and next week. Um, the only thing I really tapped out on was the French press, which I'm okay with. Burnt the shit out of my triceps. I didn't feel that I got a good enough workout on my triceps and shoulders, so I did those that last little superset at the end to give me some more work. Kept my workout. I believe it was about an hour and 10 minutes, right around that area. So not a big deal. And because this thing keeps going off, I'm going to end the video. Trailer's not hooked up, which obviously. So that's all I got for you today. I got to go do some snow shoveling, relaxing, and then I'm off to work at 3. So you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow. Keep grinding.